All right, how's it going, guys? Today is Tuesday, April 14th, and I took one trade today in the New York session. So going back here, my analysis for this session, we had a super clear draw of liquidity at these London highs because we had already grabbed Asia session lows, London session lows, we grabbed Asia highs, and then look what we have left. We have these London session highs. So we had pretty much filled every other draw of liquidity in these sessions except for these London highs. And if we head over here, what do we notice that price is doing? We have a higher highs and higher lows trend forming on the lower time frames, right? So it was pretty obvious where price was going to go. And I was pretty confident that price was going to fill these London highs. So looking at the 15-minute here, what I really wanted to see was this 15-minute close bullish A2, which we got just like that. And I wanted to see price obviously pull back here, create a bottom wick, and then head up into these London highs. So as we drop down to the lower time frames, as this 15-minute closed, we actually never got any type of pullback. We just had a pretty much like a breakout move into all these highs to the left. By then, it was New York Stock Exchange open. So NYSE, I find a lot of times we'll have these further pullbacks. So this was really awesome to see. But unfortunately, I wanted to see the 5-minute close bullish. And when the 5-minute did close bullish, it just left us with some terrible RR to target these highs. We had already had too big of a breakout. I could have maybe been a little bit more aggressive and taken either this 1-minute close, but this type of 1-minute close here is my least favorite just because it's just kind of like a breakout entry. And even then, I think this RR was pretty bad. Yeah, it's 0.72 R. So I didn't love this idea here. What I wanted to see was price have a pullback into this range and then maybe get a 1-minute close. So I could use a tighter stop loss. So I didn't have to use this low. I could use this new 5-minute low. But unfortunately, price just kind of carried on without me there. Okay. But then take a look at this. So we have this pullback, right? And then we get this really nice recovery. We've grabbed the low on that 5-minute, and I need to see a bullish 5-minute close. Okay, so we got that bullish 5-minute close, exactly what I wanted to see. And now I'm waiting for that 1-minute entry. Pretty much exactly what I talked about. We're now trading with a new active 15-minute as well, which is really nice. And this is the last 15 minutes of this hourly. Okay, there we go. Exactly what I look for. We have that 1-minute close. We also have that liquidity grab here on the previous 5-minute candle, which I really like. And I took my entry here. My stop was at that 5-minute low, and my target was going to be this internal range high. Now, I just let this play out. Since this is like my first really good setup in a long time, I did not want to catch a break-even trade. So I was really confident in this, and I decided to not have a break-even area. I was thinking of going break-even here, but to me, it didn't really make sense looking at the higher time frames on the 5-minute because we just have like that massive wick, right? So there's really no break-even area other than this high. Anything else was just really lower time frame influenced. Okay, so here we go. We chopped up a lot, okay? And then I really like this 5-minute. We finally got that recovery, and this 15-minute had finally started to continue. If I hadn't got this first entry here, then I probably would have taken this 1-minute close right there. Okay, so there's two opportunities, and both of them were, I think, pretty A plus, honestly. I quite like both these setups. And I find that when I do have a good entry, I will see a few options to get in. So multiple confluences here. So we chopped up quite a bit, and we finally headed up to our TP here. I was thinking of holding beyond this. I had a 4-hour level above here, but what happened was this new hourly candle opened up with no bottom wick. So that ultimately just made me close full. And I'm really happy just to catch a win because it's been a pretty slow few weeks in April for sure. Okay, so yeah, no bottom wick on that hourly as it opened. I took profit here. All right, so quick recap of what exactly this setup was. I have a 1-minute close right here. I have a 5-minute A1, right? Didn't quite close above the range, but we have a 5-minute A1, 15-minute A2. And then we have a trend continuation just on the higher time frames. Daily time frame is holding bullish above the daily open. So yeah, it was actually a really clean day in New York. I'm really happy to see some really strong setups. Okay, so let's journal. So we have, what day is it? Tuesday. We are in April. We're trading gold. I'm trading New York third hour at the 4-hour close. My draw, I had no bias today because we had that huge gap. This was a long. I had a win. This was 1.29R and I held it full, so 1.29R. And this was I'm just going to call it a basic continuation. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour. 1 minute close, 5 minute A1, 15 minute A2, and a 30 minute A2. 1 hour is not applicable. Good. There we go. And it was, actually, this was a structure-based stop. And I'll add my picture. Okay, so there we go. That is my journal. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this trade recap, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one.